And welcome to another episode of the UMass Sports Insider, our basketball-only edition. I'm Jay, he's Nate, and we got a lot to get to over the next 30 minutes. We're going to visit with the head coaches for both men's and women's basketball programs here at UMass and also talk with some of the players that you're going to see on the court this season. And Nate, it all starts with a doubleheader, November the 7th, 2 games for the price of 1.
Yeah, men's and women's hoops open up on November 7th at 5 o'clock. The women's hoops team will raise their banner. Free t-shirt giveaway as well for both games. You're going to want to be in the house for that one. Tickets available with that code on the screen or at umassathletics.com/tickets, where you can find tickets for the rest of the home schedule for the upcoming weeks. 4 games apiece for women and men in the next couple of months before the full conference schedule comes around. And of course, group tickets are also on sale. Again, you can go to umassathletics.com/tickets, starting at $15 for single tickets for any of these games as well. You're not going to want to miss out on the start of the Frank Martin era and as the UMass women's basketball team looks to defend their A-10 title.
We'll see if they can do so and get off to a hot start. We talked about how these non-conference schedules are certainly going to play a part of how these teams go forward throughout the season. Before we go forward anymore, let's send it over to our UMass Sports Insider correspondent, women's basketball's own Destiny Philoxy.
What's up, everybody? It's Destiny Philoxy, and I am currently here with UMass men's basketball newcomer, Isaac Conte. And today, we're playing Pig. All right, Isaac, my first question to you is going to be is, you think you could beat me in Pig? All right, that counts. Be good. There we go.
My answer is to that, hell yeah.
Okay. All right, next question. What brought you to UMass? Like, why you decided to come here?
Okay. Well, I decided to come here because of the history UMass has. Great basketball program.
Oh yeah.
Don't put that in there.
That's P. That's a P right there.
Yeah, but definitely the history behind UMass. You know, it has a really great history behind it. Great players to come back from here. Marcus Camby, Dr. J. So that's what led me here.
If you could choose any other position to be, what would it be besides, what position you play?
Forward.
Forward? If you can't be a forward, what would you choose?
If I couldn't be a forward, what would I be? I would say a shooting guard, so I could just stand in the corner and just shoot. Don't got to do nothing else. Got to rebound, nothing.
All right, the word around town is you played with Derek, assistant coach Derek Kellogg before.
Yep.
So my question would be, how does it feel to be under him again?
It's good, you know. DK, high energy coach, you know, gonna bring it every day. You know, like, he wants you to play hard, play tough, you know. I love him as a coach, and he's a great person too. He's a legend around here. Everywhere I walk around, people want to take pictures with him. Hey, DK. So.
All right.
Hey guys, I got an extra Dunkin' if either of you want it.
I'll play for it.
When I went through my hometown there, it was a tough one. I'll be honest with you. And I said, maybe I've got to see this town again.
Nick was bleeding internally and rushed from Lenox to Bay State, where 2 surgical teams led by Dr. Jabor and Dr. Katali operated simultaneously to remove tumors in his colon and small intestine. Watch Nick's amazing story at baystatehealth.org/mystory.
It just feels so good to be healthy.
Bay State Health, advancing care, enhancing lives.
Get great seats, safer, simpler, and smarter with TicketSmarter. Choose great seats from over 125,000 live events, all backed with a TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Get your tickets smarter at ticketsmarter.com.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the rental source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory, Milton Rents is your local source.
My passion for basketball probably started when I was 3 years old, playing in the yard with my older sister. And we were just trying to shoot at the hoop, and everything she did, I wanted to do. So it was really fun. And I just took to it right after that. It was something I just loved. Loved watching it, loved playing it, loved pretending I was, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, back in those good old days.
In those good old days, UMass women's basketball assistant coach Lynn-Ann Kokoski was nothing short of remarkable. A two-sport star from the tiny town of Hatfield, Lynn-Ann, along with her older sister, achieved tremendous success winning state championships in field hockey and basketball.
People had always said, wow, you're a good player, but it was never like, I was just kind of like, okay. And I just always had a burning desire. I always had this inner drive, especially like, I went out for a run, you ever thought about stopping? No, I can't stop. That means I'm going to lose. And I just always had that internal monologue that was like, you're going to do this, you're going to win, you're going to be the best that you can be. And, I think that's really probably carried me into my coaching career as well.
Her internal drive and passion for sports was evident at such a young age and was fueled by taking on whatever role was sent her way.
Lynn-Ann, I had her as a student when she was in elementary school, and when she got to the middle school level, she started playing field hockey and basketball. When she was in elementary school, she was the bat girl for my softball teams. I mean, you don't have to spend much time with her to know that she's the package, she's the deal. In high school, she played both field hockey, won a state championship. She also played basketball, won Western Mass championships. She could have played Division I field hockey, I'm very confident of that, but she really loves basketball. But I think her exposure to other sports helps her to understand the big picture.
It was that exposure, along with her grit, that pushed Lynn-Ann to her 2,124 career points at Smith Academy, allowing her the opportunity to play Division I basketball within the New England region.
For me, I didn't want to go too far from home. I really wanted kind of a 2-hour radius. I looked at some schools outside of that, but I was kind of like, I want my family to be there. I want my family to watch me play in college. So when Bryant had called, it really sparked my interest. And then once I got to campus, I knew right away. And I tell recruits all the time now here when I'm recruiting them to UMass, I said, when you know, you know. You'll get that feeling deep down, and when I think it's a special thing.
Her energy, her understanding of not just games, but of people. She sees the big picture. She wants her athletes to be the best people they can be, as well as the best athletes they can be. I've seen her impact on this program. She's a perfect fit for this program.
Yeah, when I took the job, and it was kind of like welcome home, and then I remember the first day I walked into the Mullins Center, and I was like, wow, this place is just like I remember. And we actually won a Western Mass championship in this building. And I remember being at shoot-around before the first game and just kind of getting a little nostalgic. But I think what sold me the most on coming back to UMass was Coach Verdi, and his vision. And he was like, we're going to win here, and we're going to win big. Every conversation I had with him, he said it. Every pre-game practice after I took the job, he said it. Every single day up until we won our championship this past season, he said, we're going to win, and we're going to win big here. If you want to do something special, this is the place to be.
Beverly's kind of just like a regular, I'd say, blue-collar town. Kind of just like growing up, I have two siblings, both older, so I was younger, so always battling, being younger, trying to in sports and stuff, because both my siblings were both played basketball too as well. And actually all three of us all played all sports, basketball, football, baseball, big sport family, so it was always, everything's competing. I wouldn't say it was anything out of the ordinary, and especially with basketball and stuff, until I broke my leg. In football is probably the first time when in Beverly where I realized where I started venturing out playing basketball and started taking that more serious.
So you broke your leg in high school.
Mm-hmm.
What year?
Freshman year.
Freshman year. And
Mm-hmm.
you're saying, okay, maybe basketball might be a safer route for me,
Yeah.
and it turned out to be a pretty good one.
Yeah.
You know, at what point in your development are people telling you, hey, this kid's really good, like he might be able to play at the next level?
I would say junior year of high school is where it really like kicked up, because it's kind of like the oldest year for AAU. So it's kind of where I got a lot of my attention and stuff like that. And I actually played my junior year was a couple kids on our team, TJ Weeks, returners, and Noah Fernandez was their post-grad and senior year. So I played with them my junior year.
Maybe one of the reasons that allured you to come here to Massachusetts?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm similar to a lot of guys on the team, a couple transfers from Miami to Louisville to here. So after the whole thing at Louisville and transferring from there, it was more just kind of like time to come home. It was definitely time to come home, play in front of friends and family, and just I haven't been home in about a couple of years. So
take us through that. You know, as someone, I went to 4 colleges, so I'm familiar with the chaotic process. How I can see you're coming out of high school, you got a chance to go to Miami, right? Mm-hmm. And as a 17, 18-year-old kid, that probably sounds pretty good to go down to the warm weather.
Yeah.
That decision, what did you learn at Miami, and what were some of the struggles that you might have had there?
You know, everything sounds good, especially when you're getting recruited. No one hears the bad things. Everything's the dog and pony show, if you will. So I said I just learned that keep the people that have always been there before all that in your corner, and kind of listen to them and catch their eye and catch their mind on what they thought of things too, because kind of get caught up in listening to everybody, and I feel like you don't always see like the true side of people, or the true meaning of what is really going on when you get caught up in I call it the Hollywood style, the Hollywood act.
We know you're busier than ever before, caring for your children, your parents, or a loved one. And don't forget about yourself. You deserve a health plan that guides you along the way and helps you make the decisions that matter most. Health New England has options designed to meet the needs of everyone in your life. We'll be here for you every step of the way. Get a health plan that grows with you. Health New England, where you matter.
What I'm most proud of the lottery is, the more revenue we generate, the more we give back to our communities.
Faxon Park is our memorial park dedicated to veterans. It's a source of pride in this town, and the lottery's helped us maintain that.
There's a great sense of pride being able to work out of this firehouse. That aid from the lottery is very important for us.
The ultimate winners are the 351 cities or towns.
The Mass State Lottery, 50 years of supporting communities.
50 years of winning.
At Mass General Brigham Sports Medicine, you'll find sports medicine care driven by research and determination. Top specialists who understand your athletic dreams, goals, and the need to get back to them. Together, we'll write your comeback story. Start your comeback story today.
Welcome back to the UMass Sports Insiders basketball special. Nathan Strauss, Coach Tori Verdi of UMass Women's Hoops, and we're joined by a special recurring guest star in the middle of the A-10 championship trophy. Coach, how have things been leading up to the start of this season?
Things have been, really good. Just trying to figure out our roster, trying to figure out, where we are with that, and just trying to get an understanding of who we are, and trying to figure out our identity at this point in time. But I like what I see thus far. On paper, we're pretty good.
I understand that there's a pretty challenging non-conference schedule coming up in just a couple of weeks. But first, to prepare for that, you tell me that you played a pretty challenging preseason opponent as well.
We did, and we had the opportunity to scrimmage at UConn, and we learned a lot from that, and it was just great to get on the floor against that type of competition, and elite, how many times they've been to Elite Eight and Final Four, and why they've been so successful. So it was a good takeaway from us, and good learning experience.
So many program firsts last year, 26-7, a new program high for wins. First time ever winning the A-10 championship, and now you return the A-10 Player of the Year along with 2 other all A-10 winners. What are the expectations for your team this year?
Obviously, we were picked, to win the league this year, and with that being said, the expectations are is to do it again, and so but my own goals for our team and our team's goals is to win the regular season, something that we haven't done before, win the tournament championship, and obviously get to the NC2A tournament, but win games in the NC2A tournament. But also to be ranked in the top 25, and that's why we feel that, with our non-conference schedule, hopefully we could get some of those wins, and it would definitely, catapult us into the top 25 rankings. So we're really excited about, where we are with our program and where we're headed.
Now looking at the non-conference schedule that begins on November 7th against Central Connecticut State. Tickets available at umassathletics.com/tickets. What was the intent behind creating this schedule?
Now I look back at it, I'm not sure where, my mind was when I was creating the schedule. It's probably the best schedule ever created here, for the women's basketball program, just by the competition level. We have 3 Power 5 schools playing at Tennessee. Tennessee, I think is a Final Four, contender, this year. So I think, by scrimmaging UConn and then now going to Tennessee kind of prepares us for that a little bit. But also going to Arizona State, playing them, and then Missouri as well. And I think, playing those schools will prepare us, hopefully, to be really successful in the A-10. And, come Thanksgiving time, we're playing Drake as well, who has often won, their conference year after year after year. So very challenging schedule, but we feel that, now's the time, and we feel that, by playing this type of competition, it's definitely going to prepare us for the conference.
How important is it to get fans in the Mullen Center and support this team?
It's something that we've talked about. I think that, the more we win, the more fan support that we do get. We've seen our attendance continue to rise, especially through the latter part of last year. And, with us, being, ranked where we are right now, and all the expectations, I think people are going to come out in droves, hopefully, and hopefully we can fill up the lower bowl. As far as expectations goes, we're nobody's going to put more pressure, on us than myself. We expect to win and win big, and we expect to, have fans show up and come out and support us.
Well, it was a record-setting team on the court last year, and hopefully those records continue to be set both on and off the court. Coach, thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you out there on November 7th.
Thank you for having me.
And we close out our UMass Sports Insider Basketball Edition with Coffee with a Coach, presented by Duncan. And we've got the coach himself, Coach Frank Martin, here. And Coach, the Mullins Madness here a week or so ago, the fan base was able to get introduced to your team. What'd you think of that event and the turnout we had here?
It was awesome. I was so excited that our administration supported that and put it on. Our marketing department worked their tails off to to get our student body in the building, and it was great for our players. They, outside of 4 guys, the rest of us are new here, so it was exciting to run out of that tunnel and see so many students there, and there was an atmosphere in the building. There was you can sense it when you're on the court. You can sense whether you're in the library or you're in a college basketball arena, and we felt like we were in a college basketball arena, and I was really happy for our players. I think that was a great first step.
We are so close to tip off here. What has been your main focus over the past 10 days or so to get this team ready?
Yeah, I'm still, I'm not even worried about a game right now. We're still fighting to create an identity. We've got, outside of Wildens Levesque, everyone else, including my son, they're pretty new to me as their coach. And I have to understand them, and then collectively we have to create an identity about our basketball team. As far as our program goes, it's my job to have certain theories and ideas that are non-negotiable, and we're still trying to put all that together. And as a fan, you probably don't want to hear that, but that's what happens when you're new somewhere and everyone comes in from different schools and different environments. They all have their own habits that they've been trained to do, but now we have to create the habits with which we want to represent UMass in our uniform and our team and our program. So we're still in the middle of all that, and that takes time. That doesn't just happen because I put a word on a wall. You have to fight, and those things become true now when you're competing every single day.
All right, Coach, 2-part question here. One, how cemented are you on your rotations or guys that you think are going to play a key piece, or at least early on in the season? And then 2, we saw a little bit of Keon Thompson, the freshman, who, for a guy of his size, has great elevation and significant width, you think, a tough point guard. What do you feel like he will play a part in your season this year?
Yeah, I'm still, sometime next week, as we get through the exhibition game, I'll start then putting guys together to play certain rotations, and I've got a feel for all of them right now. I kind of let them in practice for the first month, just put themselves on whatever team they want to be with. I don't put guys like you're here, you're there, and this is what we're doing. No, we're trying to create our identity, and I want to see how different guys play with each other. You also learn a lot about your team when you let them kind of migrate to who they respect on the court, because they usually end up trying to get next to, for practice purposes, the guys that they trust. So then it allows me to manage certain dynamics to prevent any division on our team. And it lets me see now, when I start putting guys together, what guys feel real good about playing with each other. So I'll start doing that next week, either the day before the exhibition game or the day after the exhibition game. I'm not sure yet. And then Keon is he is a feisty, explosive guard. I mean he's competitive. He's smart. I'm real proud of him. And a lot of freshmen come in and they struggle with learning structure because they're so used to just give me the ball, let me go do my thing. And he's the polar opposite. I mean, he eats up structure. He wants you to help him. He wants you to give him direction. And then he goes out there and just competes and understands it. And then you can see the athleticism that he possesses. He can be as good an on-ball defender as I've been around. He's still young, so he takes too many chances. And when you take chances, you put your defense in a tough spot. But athletically and mind-wise, I'm really, really proud of him, of the things that he can do for our team.
Coach, thanks so much for stopping by for some Dunkin'. We're looking forward to seeing you guys out on the court November 7th.
I get to talk ball, drink Dunkin' Donuts, and hang out with you guys. I mean, life don't get better than that.
All right. That's Frank Martin. Big thanks to everybody for joining us throughout our basketball special on the UMass Sports Insider. We'll see you in 2 weeks, or we'll see you next week, I should say, at the Mullins Center here for our men's and women's basketball opener.
Hey, Reindeer, look what I got. Got my free t-shirt voucher for the game on Monday. I'll play you for it. Let's play. From Boston, baby. from Amherst. I'll do you one better. From the cage. From section W, off the court, nothing but net. We're going off the wall, through the door, down the stairs, banks open. Next one, A10 logo behind the back.
What are you guys doing?
We're playing for the t-shirts.
You can just come to the game and get them there, you know that, right?